Hey, welcome in. Technical difficulties already? No. We ain't about to have no technical difficulties up in here. But welcome in, guys. I want to say good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome in. My name is Miss Ray, and today I'm going to be talking to you about sharing your story. Your story is so important, it matters to the world. What it is that you experience, right? Whatever you went through in your life, it's time to share your story. So, welcome in. We're going to get started. And I look forward to hearing so many testimonies from you guys once you get started and on your journey, because I believe a lot of people are not fulfilling their destiny or their purpose because of fear. So we're going to get into it today, all right? So the first thing that we should do is surrender to God. Of course, we put God first in everything we do, right? We're going to make God the number one head of our household, our life, what have you, because ultimately it's His will, right? We don't choose, it's we are chosen. And many are called, but few are chosen. And that's because many people are not willing to share their story because of whatever reason, whether they fear success, maybe they fear what other people will think of them for what they went through. But that is not the case at all. I'm telling you, you will find so many more people that need to hear your story versus people who will judge you about your story. We all human. We all went through stuff. We all face difficulties, right? But the whole point of the matter is, did we overcome? Like, did we overcome this journey? Did we overcome whatever it is that we went through, that trauma, the hurt, the pain, whatever it is? It's time for you to share your story with the world. So the first thing that you need to do in order to share your story with the world is separate. Elevation requires separation, right? You gotta get away from other people so that you can tune out their voices and tune in the voice of God so that you can know how to move strategically on this path as you navigate towards a new realm in your life. You've never been here before. It's okay. Be scared, but do it anyways, right? No one is going to judge you, but you have to separate. And in the beginning, if you have not separated from others that are around you or that may have caused you the hurt or that may have betrayed you in any form or fashion, the first thing you need to do is separate. Everybody can't go with you on that journey. The journey that God has for you is designed for specific people that God has called, chosen, and ordained. It's not for people that have done you wrong, done things behind your back that you may or may not know nothing, anything about, but it's specifically for you. It's for you and who God allows in your space when that right time comes. And usually the people will start coming as you get on that journey, right? To healing yourself. And that's healing yourself from the traumas. And when I say healing yourself from the traumas, I really mean true freedom in your healing to where your perception has changed so much about the situation to where you're no longer saying, why did this happen to me? But you understand that it all happened for you. It was divine orchestration, right? It was divinely orchestrated by God. So, in order to get there, you have to understand that I'm not going to blame myself, and I'm definitely not about to blame others. Right? So when we blame ourselves, we have a point of saying, I wish I would have never put myself through that. I wish I could turn back the hands of time. Or, we say things like that. Why did I do that? I was so crazy. Hey, how are you? I was so crazy. How did I let this happen? You got to stop blaming yourself. Offer yourself grace, forgiveness, because you didn't know what you know now, or else you probably wouldn't have never been there. You wouldn't have. You wouldn't have accepted what you have been accepted in that during that time frame. So it's all right. There's honey and water. Wow. So the thing I want to say to y'all too is when you blame others, they did this to me. They did that. They did that. Thank you, girl. Hey, hey, sis. They did that. So now we have to get out of the mindset of saying they did anything. Why did we allow ourselves in that space? And it's okay. You don't have to answer the why, but you have to recognize that it was all a part of your free will that allowed you to be where you were at a specific time, unless it was something that was definitely out of your control. Now, I don't want to get it. I'm not talking about people who are essayed or anything like that where something happens to them, but I'm speaking about adult relationships where you have been hurt and you continue to allow yourself to stay there in the name of being a nice person. Hey, in the name of being a nice person to others, in the name of being a good, loving, kind person, right? Enough with that. We are good, loving, kind people, whether we help others or whether we choose to allow others to manipulate us or not. We are good people. You are a good person. So that first one that you have to do is you definitely have to separate to elevate. That's the only way you're going to get to where you got to go. And then people can't go with you. You got to go on this journey by yourself, because as you surrender to God, you will have to go into a wilderness season where God allows you to see you so that you can work on those inner parts of yourself that will require the healing for where you're going, right? So when you share your story with the world, you're not sharing from a place of blaming. You're not sharing from a place of holding others accountable. You're not sharing from a place of hurt to where another person that hears your story will be hurt in the process. You want to share your story from a place of how you overcame, right? Everybody love a good underdog where you went through the things and they ain't think you would make it out. Listen, do you know how many people are in your situation right now that do not? Thank you. You know how many people that are in your situation that you overcame that do not know how to make it out of it, that have not survived after what you went through? Your story is needed for the people you will encounter along the way. But the thing is, you have to get rid of fear. Whether that's fear of how people will judge you, because I'm going to tell you something. 9 times out of 10, the people that's going to judge you is the people that ain't worked on themselves. The people that's gonna judge you is the people that don't see their own faults, right? So don't be upset with the people that judge you if they do come along, but because they're gonna be far few in between. It look like a lot right now just because it seems like it's your whole circle, but when you get to this whole big old wide world, trust me, it's far few in between because people are hurting. People are tired of being hurt. People are tired of their situations, but they don't know a way out. And it's going to require hearing your story because God is going to put you on the path to be along the people that can relate to what you experienced and what you overcame. And when they ask you, well, how did you get out of that situation? It's like cakewalk to you. It's really nothing to fear. Because how you came over, you going to speak so boldly and so passionately about what you overcame because that's your story. That was your experience. And you know in your mind that you're not going back to that place. You know that you will never get with another person in a relationship or allow people to be around you that will have you experience what you experienced in the past. So you standing on that word for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Okay? So that's the boldness that you carry into sharing your story with the world. That makes you authentic. Now that makes you vulnerable. Why? Because it's okay to open up and share your story. It's okay to know that you went through a moment where you were at this place, but you grew and you rose to a whole nother level. Mm, mm, mm. Do you not see how powerful you are? In a world full of complacent people, you were powerful enough to get up from where you were and move to another level to get yourself away from the situations and the things that kept you bound. And you made it out. And now you got a story to tell. So it's time to tell the world your story. Because if you tell the world your story, guess what's going to happen? Some more people going to get healed. Some more people gonna get healed, and guess what's gonna happen after that? They gonna share it with somebody else. They gonna share their story with somebody else. You're gonna boost their confidence. You're gonna boost their morale to get out there and share their story because you helped them out. Do you know how much God will bless you for helping somebody else make it out of a situation that they didn't have a clue about? It's people out here praying for people like you in the world. They're praying for somebody to come along and just let them know that everything gonna be okay and that they understand. If you never been through a situation, if you can't understand what I'm going through. Y'all feel me? Y'all get what I'm saying? If nobody never went through what you experienced, it's no way they can have a conversation and relate with you, because maybe they can sympathize with you, but they won't be able to relate with you because they have no clue what you went through, the days that you was down, out, crying, depressed, stressed, undressed because you didn't want to leave the house, okay? So you got to make sure that you are in a place where you learn to overcome the fear eventually. But it's okay. Walk with the fear until then. Because think about this: when you meet strangers on the street all the time, are you scared when you talk to them? When you see them and somebody see you and y'all get eye contact and you know you gotta say, "Hey, what you do? Hey, how you doing? I'm good. How you doing?" You gonna speak to that person, and you gonna speak to them boldly. You gonna look them in the eye when you speak to them, right? There's no fear there. You ain't got no fear for real. It's just the unknown territory that you have yet to experience. So until it becomes familiar to you, it's going to seem fearful, right? And because you on this journey now, you done went through this wilderness season with yourself and you had to be by yourself, it can feel scary because you're looking around for somebody to hold your hand. Baby, that's me. I'm here. Hey, lady. I am here to hold your hand and help you. That's what we gonna do. We family because we got to get God's word out amongst the people. Get all of God's people saved up out of whatever it is that they going through. Whatever it is that they experiencing. And I want you to think about it from this perspective. You have people, blood on your hand. They may have children. They may have spouses. They may have family members that care about them but don't know how to help them. And think about how you was in your situation and you went and you called your family and friends and you thought you was going to get some good sound advice. And they gave you advice to make you look crazy if you took the advice so they could talk about you behind your back. But that's not the place that God is taking you to no more. That's over with. Being afraid and being afraid to be vulnerable to the past, of course. Be afraid to be vulnerable to the past. But no, be vulnerable as you share your story. Be vulnerable to whoever it is that needs to hear it, because I guarantee you, if somebody stops you and they say hey to you, and that hey just be a little too long, it might be a couple seconds too long, they need to talk. They need to get some stuff off their chest. And they don't have nobody to do it. They don't have nobody that they can trust. Remember when you was going through your thing and you didn't have nobody you could trust to tell something to, or you told your friends everything, and then it was like you got to a point where you couldn't say nothing else because they was tired of hearing what you was talking about? Well, there's other people out there that you can help God save on this journey. But it's going to be up to you to share your story, no matter how you decide to share your story, right? You can share your story a multitude of ways. And at the end of this, I will tell you a couple different ways that you can share your story right from the comfort of your home, okay? I'm giving you all of that free game today. So I want you to think about what you experienced, right? Really sit down, think about what you experienced and how you overcame that experience. It was hard. How did you feel on the inside? What did you do? What was the steps that you took to overcome your situation so that you can share it with somebody? Do you know that right there alone is content for you to be able to put out there to the masses? I mean, it's okay if you want to just stay in your local community and just talk to people along the way, or if you want to get online and share with the world. however you decide to do it, think about the ways, hey, think about the ways that you overcame and what exactly it was that you overcame and how you know you're not gonna go back, right? Let's see what else we're gonna talk about. Let's talk about the so I'm going to go ahead and give y'all the platforms that you could use in order to share your story. Hey Paulette, I'm gonna give you the platforms that you could use if y'all ready. Y'all can go get a pen and paper so that I can let y'all know exactly what it is. Definitely, definitely, I will. God bless you. So, whenever y'all ready, number one. Hold on one second. The first place that you can share your story will be on blogs. You ever go to Google and you search the Google bar, and then it might be some websites or something that come up, or forums or stuff that comes up, and people ask questions and they can be answered by you. So on forums they can be done. You can do it on a blog post where you create your own blog post, share it, and it's in the form of writing where you never have to show your face at all. It's just a website that you use to drive traffic to with whatever it is that you're sharing, right? Now, the next one that you can use is social media platforms. You can get on any social media platform, share your story online right from the comfort of your home. Or maybe you want to join a podcast. Maybe you know a podcast that you watch all the time, and you might want to be a guest or make a guest appearance on a bunch of different podcasts, right? And on that podcast, um, you sharing your story, and then the people in return will follow you on your social medias or what have you, whatever ways it is to connect with you. They will connect with you, or you can start your own podcast, right? Ain't no better way than to do that. Start your own podcast and talk about the topics that really matter to you. Talk about the things that you experienced in life. So maybe not just all of the bad things that you experienced, but also the good things that you were experiencing during that time as well. So maybe if you are a parent and you were experiencing raising children while you were experiencing traumatic experiences, right? So you may want to have something where it may cater to how to respond when you're in a situation, and then you may want to have a podcast going, another show on your podcast that talks about how to help kids mentally or with grief recovery after they experience the traumatic experience too. Because remember, whatever you experiencing, if your children are in the same household with you, they're probably going to experience too. So now it's a healing part on both aspects, right? The household. You could go to magazines and newspapers, right? You can do free press releases, right? And get on radio stations and tell your story. There's so many magazines out there. All you have to do is like a press kit or something, and you can get on there, submit your story to them. It'll be a compelling story, and you just because you only see about 10 magazines in your area or what have you, or you think people don't read magazines no more, baby, they do. And a lot of the magazines that are out there are actually online, and they have an audience that they have already established, and now you're coming to their newspaper or online magazine, and you're sharing your story to their audience, right? Hey, thank you. Public speaking. Maybe you want to be a public speaker. Maybe you want to get on stage like the Les Browns and the Grant Cardones and the what's the funny guy name? I can't think of his name. He's Russian. I don't know his name, but I can't think of his name. Gary V. That's his name. Maybe you might want to be like one of them, or and speak on a public platform at a at a big old convention center or a stadium, and you visualize that for yourself, but maybe you want to start small by going to a school district or your local churches or community centers or something like that to share your story. Maybe if you experience domestic violence, you might want to go to a domestic violence shelter or a homeless shelter. Whatever it was that you experienced, you take that public speaking to that place, to their audience, right? Because especially if you were just say for instance, if you was homeless and you experienced being in a homeless shelter and you go back and you speak to them, or even if you wasn't in the shelter but you know you was homeless and you could get them out of there, they're stuck. They are stuck where they are. And to hear your voice as a voice of reason to say that they can make it out of their situation, how powerful are you? You just so powerful. You are anointed. I'm telling you. God will build your character up. God will help you to eliminate the material loves that you have, and He will give you the spiritual fruits that you need to be able to navigate on this realm, right? And to be able to to get what you want and to keep it. So make sure that you figure out all of the different other posts out there. It's a lot of different other ways that you can share your story. It don't just have to be those ways specifically, but those are a few. Maybe you might want to go to employers and go to different companies and share your story. It could have been a work related issue that you experienced, you know? So you may just want to think about what it is that you have to tell the world and get started. And that's what I have for you. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all be tuning in, listening. Wow, thank you. So I want you guys to really just sit back and think about that story that's on the inside of you. Hey, that story that you know it's been in you like this. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. And you sitting up there like, I do. Maybe you fear the person who did you wrong. Maybe you fear what they would do or think about you. But I guarantee you, God will make it so graceful that you don't have to fear about anything. You don't have to fear about nothing. God will make your enemies your footstool. But if you're not ready to walk in your purpose and you're not ready to fulfill God's will for your life, right? If you're not ready to be a part of the chosen, it's okay to be called. Everybody called. A lot of people called. Many are called, but few are chosen, right? Because few are willing to answer that call. Few are willing to put their life down in order to pick up the life of God, in order to live their life for God. It's not boring. It's not uninteresting. It's peace. It's love. It's joy. It's abundance. It's everything that you truly desire. And whether you feel like, oh, it don't matter to me, that's your flesh. But your spirit been longing for it. Your body been yearning for an internal healing because you've been having that stuff bottled up on the inside of you. The very thing that you experienced, and it's like you may have went through it. You say you forgave other people, you forgave yourself, but then it's like you still holding it. It's like that deep that you need to take. And it won't be satisfied until you get it out there, until you get where you need to be on that path, walking with your fear. You take fear by the hand, and you and fear going to start walking down that path and say, we're going to get this story out. We're going to get this story out. Danny, I can't understand what you said. Can you say? You need to change your name from Miss Ray to Miss Rare. Oh wow, thank you. Because we rarely see someone as beautiful as you. Oh, thank you. Hey. So get your story out there, guys. That's what I have for you. I just want to motivate you, inspire you, challenge you to get started today. Take the necessary steps to turn your pain into your profit. How long is it going to take for you to realize that the test that you went through actually produced a real testimony? The pain that you went through, God actually wants to bless you for having to endure what you endured, right? And it's going to take you individually to raise the conscious collectively. It's going to take you to get started and go out every single day, or go stay in, because you can do it online. Remember I said you can do it online? It's going to take you though. When you going to get started? Fear is face everything and rise. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Face everything and rise. I like that. Is divine timing for you? Because yeah, it's been in you to, it's been nudging you to get out of you for so long, and you like, yeah, I know I want to do it, but but if you don't move your big old butt out the way, get that big old butt out the way and just do it. It's okay. And you know what? Even though you may have to start small, and even though you feel like, oh, I got, it's got to be perfect, it's got to be right. No, it don't. No, it don't. It just got to be started. It just needs your permission to do it. It just needs your permission to make that one video. It just needs your permission to just make that first phone call to say, I'm gonna go speak at a shelter, if that's your situation. Maybe it might be a little bit easier for you to go face to face in your community and speak to the people than it is online, because in the face to face, let me tell you what the little trick is when you speak in face to face. Okay, I'm gonna share this secret with y'all, because we cousins, right? So if you are speaking publicly to people who are in a room full of people, and you're nervous, you don't know what to do, right? You look at that back wall. But you look at it at an eye level where it could look like you looking at the people, but it may not look like you're looking at the people. You know what I'm saying? It just gives that illusion that you're looking at the people. But what you're doing is looking at the wall. Now that you're looking at the wall, you don't have to see the faces that people are making that make you clam up, be nervous, and be like, I forgot what I was going to say. Can I go to the bathroom? Can I walk off stage? Exit stage left. You know what I'm saying? And it turned out to be crazy. But so if you ever have a fear of speaking in public, in a public setting, look at the back wall. Don't look at the people faces, right? But if you want to do it online, it's all right. You just, I'm looking at me. I'm not looking at y'all. I can't even see y'all, but y'all can see me, right? So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of what the video gonna look like. Don't be afraid of having the right outfit. Don't be afraid of having, just be you. And that's coming from somebody that used to do all of the dress up and name brand and all of that stuff. I'm telling you, God delivered me from the strongholds of all of that stuff. And as God delivers you from the strongholds of material things, now you can go speak to someone, and it's not affecting, because see, people can judge you off of that too. Oh, she dressed like this. Oh, she must got it together. And that's the world's way of thinking. When the world wants you to live in a facade of saying whatever you got on the outside of your body, it makes it appear that you got it together, right? And now the audience, the big mass audience of people gonna come along, and they gonna view you as such because of what you are wearing on the outside of your body. But God said, he not about to let the enemy have control over his people being duped by what somebody look like on the outside with material things, right? He wants his people to really go within, right? So we had that phase over the last 10 years where it was like, oh, what they got on, what they doing, where they at, what they drive, what they look like. And then now we in a place where we tired of looking at them IG models. We tired of looking at everybody half naked. We tired of looking at this, and this. Everybody is at a place now Well, they're ready to hear what you have to say. Why? Because they tired of their situation. They tired of the fake life. They tired. Baby, they just tired. Baby, they just tired of it being tired, okay? Of their situation. And they need to hear you tell them how to get out of their situation and get back on the right track. We done lived in an illusion long enough of fake facades, right? Because the people who look the best on the outside, baby, they got the worst heart on the inside, or either they the most crushed on the inside. They need validation. They want somebody to show them some attention. So they go get the biggest, nicest, fanciest car so people can look and say, ooh, baby, you my everything. Babe, I love you. You don't want that type of attraction, do you? I hope not. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't want that type of attraction. If somebody looking at what I'm driving or where I live and be like, ooh, I love you, girl. Because now it's fake love. They not genuine. They not going to love you for who you are. They loving you for what they see you got. And they want a little piece of the action too, right? Yeah, those ugly, them things is ugly. They look like crazy little spaceships or something. Do you know anyone? Do you know anyone? You said measure. Everybody naked. Oh my goodness. Do you know anyone who needs someone to tell them about Jesus Christ? Because I heard the Lord say to do it. Do I know anyone? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know anyone that most everybody that I know, they are already everybody on here, we should be good already, right? So let go of the material things. That's what God gonna do anyway. If you haven't got to that place yet, God gonna work on all of that to help build up your character to be able to withstand where you are going. So you don't have to worry about anything. Everything that you need is already on the inside of you, and God will just strengthen it and enhance it. And listen, you're gonna exude so much light to the people that God has put on your path. You're going to save the souls. The true light and the shine, it ain't in the diamond. It's in you. It ain't in the material possessions. It's in you. It's not even in the home you live in. Because you can't even see the outside of the home. All you see is the inside of the home. So we decorate the homes for people to ride past and say, ooh, that's a nice house. And don't let it be another nice house, a lot of nice houses on your street, because then now yours blend in with the rest of them. And then if yours stand out and it's the real manicured yard and the good looking neighbor in the bad neighborhood on the bad street, and yours just look the best, you look like you the homeowner and everybody else renting, baby, yeah, that's an eyesore. That's gonna be like, now you look like a target where people gonna want to come see what you got up in there. You don't want nobody to do that, do you? So let go of the material possessions that you have, the things that you're holding on to, because a lot of times we get those material possessions to please or appease people that don't like us to begin with. The first thing you do when you go get a brand new car, what you do? You show it off to your friends and family, right? You be like, oh, look. You be like, no, when you leave that car lot, this is what you do. You that gas tank on full, because they done filled up. You done asked them to fill it up. You riding around everybody's house, seeing who car in the driveway, trying to, yeah, I just stopped over here. I was in the neighborhood. I want you to see you see my new car, girl? Yeah, girl. Yeah, you see my car? Yeah, I just got it. Now, number one, the person already don't like you. And if you just one up them with that brand new car you got, now you just created an envious hater. Now you just create. That's why God requires the separation before the elevation. Because when He blesses you with those things that you want, He don't want no haters up in your circle looking at you like this, trying to take you out. He already know they talking about you behind your back. Now you think He wants you to go along and then live and scared because you showing it off and they trying to take what's yours and they trying to take your life to have what's yours because they're envious now? So as long as you fulfill God's purpose, guess what? He's going to take care of you. He's going to bless you abundantly. That pain that you're going through, that you went through, He wants to help you make it a profit. That's what He speaks about all the time in His word, right? God is a God of abundance, not a God of lack. And just like He wants to give you all of the fruits of the Spirit, He wants you to pick that up. He wants to give you all of the things that you desire in your heart. But it's going to stay a desire in your heart. And then now you're going to have hope deferred. Because if you don't really go after your dreams and take that next step or share your story or get yourself out there and just doing something to get out of the place that you are to the next place that you're supposed to be, get out of Egypt and get to the promised land. That's what you should be doing. And if you're not willing to take that necessary step to get to your promised land, you can't expect to receive all of the benefits and the gifts and the things that God has waiting for you in that promised land. You got to get started and take that step and wipe that and go ahead and get busy. Get yourself busy, put some work in, put a little elbow grease in while you at it too. And once you put a little elbow grease in and you show your loyalty to God, guess what, baby? He gonna show you how loyal He is to you too. He been showing you all along, but He really gonna show you on a whole nother level. I promise you. I promise you. All you gotta do is believe. All you gotta do is believe that He got your back no matter what on this journey. And you and that fear side by side. Ooh, come on, let's go, fear. Cause I'm scared, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna do it scared anyway. We always scared the first time we do something right, but then when we do it after that first time, we be like, oh, it wasn't that bad after all. Oh, why did I put so much thought into it? Remember, 95% of the things that we overthink in our brains about how a situation may play out never happens. It only happened in our mind. It never came into fruition on the earthly realm. It stayed in that spiritual realm in our minds. Just going back and forth about all of these different things. And when you think the worst, it be the best outcome possible. You know what I mean? So it's nothing to really fear. Now, don't get too big-headed now when it comes to thinking too positive about the situation, because then it could go far left. Okay? Face everything and rise. That's the fear you taking with you. Facing everything and rising. Keep rising to the top and it don't stop. I'm talking to you. Yeah, it's right on time. You said, I'm not showing my new car because they going to want to ride and not going to put some gas in it. You know they is. The gift in this life is from God. Is your enjoy the fruits of your labor. But it's your attitude towards it and others that you don't have it, you need to work on. So you got to start working on also your attitude of gratitude. Work on your language. We talked about that in a couple videos ago, where you have to start changing the way you speak about yourself, right? You have to change the way you think about yourself. If you're thinking about yourself from a place of lack, how do you attract abundance? How do you get the motivation to get up and remind yourself that you that girl or you that dude that can make it happen? Only you can do it. How do you remind yourself if you constantly tell yourself the lies that's been programmed in your head by somebody else about who you are? That ain't who you are. who you are, you never even really experienced who you are. Nobody else haven't experienced who you are. So don't be afraid. So yeah, that's what I have for y'all. I just want y'all to share your story. It's time to turn your pain into profit. It's time to stop being afraid. Well, stop being scared. That's what it is. You can have fear, but stop being scary. Okay? Time to take action on you. Put you first for once in your life. Think about all of the times you was such a nice person. You was such a good-hearted person and you gave your all. I mean, burnt dry, okay? You was dried out from helping people. You overextended yourself so much that you went home at night tired. You didn't have nothing left in you to give. Think about that. Think about those times. Especially when somebody called you out the blue, or especially when somebody didn't even really need your help and you offered your services anyway, and you showed up and you put your best foot forward in your effort to help somebody else. Now it's time for you to give yourself that same love. Be nice to yourself. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself. It's okay to be kind to other people, but be kind to you first. Love you first, right? The same way that you help other people, make that same dedication and effort to put towards helping you to get where you need to be. Because you know what? Half of the people in your life probably need you to make it to the next level anyway. They need you just to get by, just to get by, just to get by, right? They probably need you. They probably depend on you. So how you gonna get to your next level if you constantly being pulled down? You trying to go up and they pulling you back down here. You trying to go up again, they pulling you down here. How that work? You gonna get tired and just getting pulled back and forth trying to fight against that. You getting pulled. It's a tug of war. God pulling you forward and they pulling you back, and God gonna eventually be like, you got free will. You do what you want. Okay. But you keep on playing, guess what? Obedience is gonna be better than sacrificing. You're gonna be thinking about how you could have been obedient. Right? Thank you. You too. You too. So, this right here, I'm done. I'm done talking about how powerful you are because you got enough motivation to get yourself started right now. This is the inspiration that you needed because you know deep down on the inside of you, you have great purpose. You have a reason that you went through what you went through. And it's not only to help other people, but it's to serve the overall will of God, right? This is to serve the overall will of God. So what I am about to do is I'm about to tell you, if you want to learn how to get started and take the next steps into turning your pain into profit, you can join me in my membership section. I am about to go live right now in the membership section that is titled Walking in Your Purpose. We about to get this thing started. We're not playing no more. We about to start taking action, because this is a time of action that people are going to need us, and especially in the next coming years, because people are going to be putting themselves in more situations. Think about now, if there is it looked like it kind of could be a recession, right? So think about in another year or two when people that once dated each other will be living together because they can't afford to live by themselves. So now they stuck with somebody and can't get out the house. And it might take you and your story to say, okay, well, I strategized and I did this and I kept silent and I put a plan together and I went saving my money and I looked for a place and I found a place and then I bought all this furniture and I ain't tell nobody along the way. So the truck didn't even have to pull up to the house because I wasn't taking none of the old stuff with me. I went and got all brand new stuff. I ain't even tell the kids we was moving. I just did it and hit welcome home. So that might be the strategy that you have to give the next person, right? But we're going to get started today on that. So if you want to know the first 5 steps to get started today, join me on the membership site, Walking in Your Purpose, okay? It's called Walking in Your Purpose, and we're going to do that. And I'm also doing a bonus to give you the tools that you can use to get started on your journey today. We're going to get this thing started. We're not playing no more. It's time to go. It's time to move. You know, God been talking to you and telling you what you need to do, how you need to share the story, and time is ticking. It's ticking. He not about to keep playing with y'all because there's about to be a great separation amongst the earth. We are about to enter a period of time where there will be the people the people on the good side of reaping and the people on the bad side of reaping. And it ain't always about somebody doing somebody wrong. It's also about not being productive, not taking action, not doing what you need to do to change your situation for the better. Staying complacent where you are. And it's okay if you want to stay there. That's fine. But I'm talking to those right there that know without a shadow of a doubt. If you've been experiencing thoughts in your head that say, take action, it's time to tell your story. It's time to write that book. It's time to get my voice heard by somebody that have experienced what I experienced. If that's you, meet me on the inside. We about to go over there right now and we about to get it started. We about to get this thing going, okay? And if this ain't you, this is where we end until the next video, y'all. I love you. I appreciate you. And until next time, let's grow.